I have struggled for years to get carrots to germinate, and some years I'll have to replant them 3 or 4 times, and that gets really frustrating. I've tried all kinds of methods, but my friend Jim has a really cool method that he uses, and in today's video, he's going to teach us how to plant carrots and get an abundant harvest the first time. Hey Provident gardeners, I'm Kylene and I am back in the garden with my friend Jim, who has so many great ideas. But today I'm super excited about his method for planting carrots, because this way we can get incredible germination without all the work. So Jim, why don't you teach us how you make amazing carrots to feed your family?
Certainly. Hello, I'd like to show you some ways that I have learned to grow carrots, and I borrowed these ideas from other people, and which is a tremendous resource. And that is that you take the carrot seeds and you put them on moist potting soil on a paper plate. And then you spread the potting soil out evenly across the plate, and then you determine how many carrots you're going to grow in each area, and you sprinkle those on top and you pat them down. And then you slide the whole thing into a Ziploc baggie or some container that closes, that is tight, airtight. And then you take this lovely food that you're going to grow and you put it in the freezer, in the ugly part of the temperature, for exactly 24 hours, no more, no less. At the end of 24 hours, you take them out, you either open the baggie or you cut open the tape, whatever you use to seal it, and then you let it sprout under a cloth in a warm place for 2 to 3 days, and you will get a very close to 100% germination. Then you take your plate out into your bed, you crumble the sprouts and the seeds, sprouts, all over the top of the bed, and then you rub it gently to spread them out. And then you cover that with a fine potting soil that's 1/4 of an inch thick. And then you start watering it gently. And you water it that way 2 to 3 times a day. If you see it drying out, you need to water it again. And the sprouts all come through. It will amaze you how many hundreds of sprouts you can grow. The fun thing is as it grows, you have all the rules about distances and width between rows and number of this and number of that. You can get more food another way, and that is this way. In this bed right now that has already produced over 100 carrots that have been removed, it still has 100 or 150 more still in it. And so in a 4-foot by 4-foot area, you're growing between 200 and 300 full-grown carrots. To give you an idea, and the way you harvest these is you just reach down inside, and when you feel the right size carrot, you can get the wrong size and bring it up, and you still have a carrot that's growing, which is fine. And then you can reach down there and find the right size carrot, because you can't see them through all the roots, and then you work it free and you come up with the right size carrot.
Those are gorgeous.
And
look how beautiful.
These are the Nantes. The other ones that are in here, the little round ones, are the French carrots, and they are fun. And they're both in here, and then you can just keep harvesting. You can harvest this whole bed out, and all you do is reach in there and pull up another one, and you've got a different carrot. And you can grow hundreds of carrots in this same amount of space, and the carrots love it, and the weeds don't. And so you won't pull out but a few weeds once these start growing the whole time you're growing the carrots. You can go from those teeny seeds to this size carrot in 6 weeks. And that's germination, and that is growing this much food in 6 weeks.
How much does it take to get to that one?
These you're talking about 2 months, 2.5 months. So much faster than you would imagine.
That is so cool, Jim. Now tell me, because you can overwinter these carrots so that you don't have to pull them all up in the fall. Tell us about how you do that.
What I do is in a few weeks, when the frost appears, I let it frost. The tops don't freeze as readily as you would think. And then I take and cover on the tops of these beds, I cover with 6 or 8 inches of loose hay and just cover them up. And then I take bales of hay and I stack around it, because these totes are up above the soil, they can freeze on the first 6 inches. And so by adding the bales of hay on the outside or equivalent insulation material, it'll sit there and you're done for the rest of the year. With other crops that we grow over the winter, we cover this with a visqueen and cut holes in it to allow the water that falls on it, snow or rain, to make it into the bed so that you don't have to water it. And so you can keep harvesting carrots, and they are better. The winter harvest carrots are the best. They are sweeter, they are crunchier, they are superior.
They totally are. Okay, Jim, thank you so much. I am so excited because right now I am starting the seeds the way that you taught us so that I can grow my next fall crop of carrots so that I can eat all winter long, because that's what it's about, right? Being able to grow your own food in your own backyard and do it as simply and productively and abundantly as you can. So thank you, Jim. And for our friends out there, don't be afraid to get a little bit of dirt under your fingernails and turn that dirt into dinner. And thanks for joining us in Jim's garden.